The Naval Cemetery fits into our portfolio because of the architectural gesture. So when you walk by or bike by and you see this very inviting portal, you go, oh, I'd like to go check that out.
The site is a unique space in that it is sacred ground, quite literally. So that kind of approach of treating it as a sacred location, something that's very special, really informed how individuals might be able to move around that landscape and really not tread on the earth so much. That was really the principle behind the boardwalk and elevating it above the ground plane, not disturbing the ground whatsoever, and providing that movement passageway for individuals to go over it without actually walking on the earth.
The experience here is wholly unique. The Naval Cemetery Landscape continues that tradition of cemeteries and former cemeteries being really important cultural spaces for modern day use.
You're at the level of the street and of the sidewalk or of the bike path that goes through. You go up a series of steps and then you step into the landscape that's there. In terms of design, that archway, it was meant to be something that's very quiet, and just in an instant, you're kind of transformed from being on one side of the archway into the landscape, and then you have your choice to kind of walk around that boardwalk and meander through it.
The nice thing about a ribbon is that it's a space that you're in dialogue with. It invites you to move. It becomes an experience. It's like a philosopher's walk.
The stone blocks are evocative of a few elements. One, they're just a design counterpoint to the wood boardwalk that extends around the entire perimeter of the site. You kind of realize, you see this heavy block that's just off the boardwalk. Can I go there? Can I jump across? And it gives you that moment to kind of just take a long step and go out into the meadow in a slightly different way and experience it in a different place.
There's not an overwhelming amount of instruction as to how to engage or enjoy, but it's clear that this is a place that's full of life, whether that be pollinators or plants or the trees that are surrounding the boardwalk. It's the native plants that really allow this to be a meadow, to exist in this particular space and thrive, but also they're creating habitat and nourishment for pollinator species. This is a really important space for them as well.
Nelson Bird Woltz were our partners in developing the landscape of the space. And part of the development of that was thinking about the space as this meadow that evolves over a number of years' time. And hopefully as it evolves and grows and becomes even more established over the next 10 years, 20 years, that kind of intensity still continues in terms of the users of the space, whether it's humans like you and me, or if it's other animals and pollinators and plants that come into the space.
As the neighborhood grows up around the park, it's going to be even more of a place to go to and perhaps even change a little bit. Still keeping it quiet in those nice evening hours where you come home and you want to go for a walk before or after dinner with your kids, and this is the perfect place to do it.